Is this the perfect Helium hotspot? It seems this person is doing almost everything right, but there are a few things that would really optimize this setup. Regardless, about $55 a day is pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. In today's video, we will take a look at all the things this hotspot is doing right and how you can do the same, and a few things that can easily be improved. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it as we grow the channel, and we're approaching that 10,000 subscriber threshold. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at this very profitable hotspot setup in Louisville, Kentucky in the United States. This is a Reddit thread, and the thread, I like the name of it. People tell me mining isn't profitable anymore. Clearly, very sarcastic. We're going to get into the details of this miner, why it's performing so well. It's sort of the perfect storm here with regards to this hotspot miner. We will also take a look here at the Explorer, at some surrounding hotspots as well. Really interesting stuff from this particular hotspot. It is really set up nicely. That being said, there are still a few things that they could tweak that would really optimize the setup, and they are very simple, easy things to do, and they sort of also relate to the proof of coverage update a few weeks ago. So let's take a look here. Obviously, Louisville, US. He's online, not relayed, doesn't need attention, nothing like that. Rack wireless. His transmit score is a perfect 1, which is great. You can see at the time of him taking this picture, he's the only one in that hex, which is great. We can see here that it's showing 0 meters and 1.2 dBi antenna. We'll get to that later in the video. As you can see at the time of this snapshot, he's earning almost 4 HNT every 24 hours. That's around $70 a day. Pretty amazing as far as I'm concerned, from a unit that costs about a few $100. If you were able to get the US shipment the other day from Minted, you could call it $400. I mean, you recoup your money pretty darn fast. That's why I like the fact that this is so sarcastic. People are telling me mining isn't profitable anymore. If we go down, we can see the real magic of this miner. Obviously, someone asked, what's the setup? Good old 3 dBi on the roof of a 28-floor building. Easiest way to earn HNT. He is right. He is really correct. First of all, he's on the 28th floor. Height is super important. He didn't mention if it was exactly on the windowsill, but I imagine it is. So he's a clear line of sight over the city. And if we look at the Explorer, it seems that he is facing sort of the main part of the city. He's sort of at the edge, and he is facing the rest of the city. That's why he has all of these witnesses, which is really driving the earnings up right now. As we can see here, he also did get a 3 dBi McGill antenna rather than the stock antenna. I don't know much about the McGill antenna, but very interesting. He does give a little background about why he chose that. I'll put a link to this in the description below so you guys could take a look and read through even more of these comments. But there is a lot of details here about the dBi of these antennas, which is great, and it's clearly working for this guy. So let's see what is the real magic here. The magic is that he is in a city, first of all, that is very nicely separated, nicely spaced out. So his area is very good. He's in a great area, which we can't control. Everyone can't control their area. You live where you live, your friends live where your friends live, your family lives where your family lives. So those are really the spots a lot of us are restricted to. He happens to be in a great city, whether this is where he lives or not. A really great city with a nice dispersion of these hotspots everywhere. If you go and look at New York City, you'll see 20, 30 hotspots in one hex. He is in a single hex, and which is why he has the transmit score of 1. I'll have another video on how important that is in the future, but you could see a lot of these hexes still only have 1, a few have 2 or 3. This is really good for him. And he's on the 28th floor, so he is able to have a clear line of sight to all of these hotspots in the larger city area. As you can see, he must be facing this direction because there is nothing going this way. Very I don't know if I would call it lucky or strategic or great, but this is an incredible setup that he has going. You can see here he's earning about 3 HNT every 24 hours now, which is down from the beginning. I would call it an average of $50 to $60 a day here with this setup. Now, what is he doing that is not exactly perfect? It is evident right here. The meters and the dBi on his that are set up in the when he set up his miner are incorrect. He should have the meters set up to however many meters are equivalent to being on the 28th floor of his building. That should be registered in the network on the blockchain for this hotspot particularly, and this should be updated to a 3 dBi antenna gain so the network has all of the most accurate information possible. This was sort of that call to action proof of coverage update that went out for people to make these updates. They are simple updates now. He doesn't have to change his location. He simply has to update those two settings, and this would be the most optimal miner that I have seen. He is going to do extremely, extremely well here. And of course, as more of this space fills in, he'll have more witnesses. But guys, the two most important things here that he is doing is the height of the antenna and the line of sight. Those are the two most important things that any hotspot can do. Again, the height that you get the antenna to, not necessarily the hotspot, but the height where you can put the antenna and the line of sight of that antenna are the two most important things. And if you do them really, really well, like this guy is doing, this is the kind of stuff you get in these kinds of locations with a nice amount of miners and hotspots around you. So guys, this is a really good learning experience. Height and line of sight are two of the most important factors when setting up your hotspot and picking a location and even an area. So guys, if you know anyone in Louisville, you might want to give them a ring, especially if they're living in one of those apartment buildings. This is a really great setup. He's only been online for a few days now, but I mean, he's going to be earning significant earnings each month. He'll be profitable within a few weeks, which is just incredible. Really great stuff. I'm happy for this person. That's amazing. Really providing great coverage for the network, and he is clearly being rewarded for that coverage, which is what makes the Helium network so awesome. All of the incentives are there. So guys, let me know. Do you guys live in buildings? Have you tried this? Have you experimented with that McGill antenna? Do you live in a place like this? Let me know what you guys think. I mean, these earnings are incredible. Let me know if you have earnings like this anywhere else. I'd love to take a look at different cities and stuff like that. So guys, let me know in the comments below. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate all of you being here. It really helps support the channel. But just like that, this video is over, and I will see you